So today I'm going to show you how to sign up for a Novo business bank account. It only takes just a couple of minutes to go ahead and sign up. So on this page, once you click our link in the show notes down below, you're going to see a couple things. First and foremost, you're going to put in your business email address. You're going to go ahead and create a password. And once everything is filled out here, we're going to go ahead and click on get started. So here on the next step, it's going to ask you to go ahead and confirm the email address that you added. Now, if you did spell it incorrectly, you can go ahead and click the edit button right here. You'll go ahead and toss in the code right here. And then we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. So next up here, it's going to ask what business type you have. We have options like sole proprietor, LLC, general partnership, corporation, and even single member LLC. Now, if you're not fully registered yet with your state, you can choose sole proprietor and have that changed later. So once you choose your option right over here, the next button will be highlighted. And also as well too, just something to keep in mind right over here, it does let you know that there are some services they cannot provide access to when it comes to businesses at the current moment. Of course, those things can change in the future. So right over here, it's going to ask for some of your personal information, such as your legal first name, legal middle name, if that is something you have, as well as a legal last name. And then you can see your citizenship right over here. And once you have that filled out, we'll click on the next button. So next up here, it's going to go ahead and ask to plug in a phone number and have it verified. So we're going to plug in our phone number here, click on next, and then it's going to ask us to do a verification on that one so we can have our phone number attached to our account. Now you could do this with a personal phone number or a business line if you have one as well. And if you need to switch that over later down the road, you most definitely can. And from right over here, you can see that's where it's going to ask us for that security code. If for any reason you are not getting that code, it will let you know to go ahead and have one resent to you. Usually takes a few seconds for that to pop up. We'll plug in our code and then we'll click on the next button. So next up here, it's going to ask, where do you live? It's going to ask for your personal address. So this is not your business address unless your business is located inside your home. And you'll see here it's city, state, as well as zip code. And then we'll click on the next button. And as well, they do not accept PO boxes or post offices. So just something to keep in mind. So next up here, it is going to confirm your identity. You can see right here, it is federal law to be able to collect this information and it does not impact your credit score. So something to keep in mind, because from here, we are going to be needing to plug in our social security number as well as our date of birth. And then once we have all that filled in, we'll go to the next step. So next up here, it is going to ask for your business information. So from here, you can see it is your legal business name, or you can do a DBA, which is doing business as, what percentage of the company you own, what is your title, and you can see this is a drop-down menu here, so you can go ahead and choose any of these options that work best for you. So if you are the owner, and then where is your business registered? So this is going to be with the state in which it's registered, and it's going to ask, is your organization a holding company? Yes or no. Once we have all that filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. So next up here is where you're actually going to plug in your business address. So you'll have your business address, your city, the state, and the zip code. But if by any chance you have the same address as your actual personal address, when you click on this, it'll pre-populate with what you put in for your personal address. Once all this is filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. So next up here, it's going to ask for some of your business details. And it says right here, if any business owners that have more than 25% of the ownership should be on this list. So we're going to put our business phone number. You can also have it with the applicant's phone number, so your own personal account, as well as your website or social media account, as well as your EIN number. And this one right here, you can see it says if you have obtained one. If you haven't obtained one, you can go ahead and skip this step, but we do encourage you to have yours ready to go. You can, of course, find that on the IRS website. And then right here at the very bottom, you can see it says established date. So go ahead and plug in your month and year. And once we have all this filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. All right, so next up here, it's going to be getting a little bit more information about your business. So it's going to ask you which industry you are in. This is going to be a drop-down menu, so you can look for ones that are going to be close enough to your business. You also have additional options as well that will allow you to kind of figure out what you're looking for. You can also type in the information and it'll start pre-populating those options. You're going to go ahead and put in a business description, what you sell, to whom, and how much do you make. Just general information to have an idea. How many employees you have, including yourself, and then what primary purpose of your business account applies. So you can click any of these that apply for you. Once you have all of this information filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. So next up here is going to ask you for your estimated monthly cash flow. So you can go ahead and plug in your monthly estimates, incoming electronic transfers, so anything coming in directly into the bank, any check deposits, wire transfers, outgoing expenses, and outgoing wire transfers. it is going to ask if you are conducting business outside of the US. Now, all of these options are drop downs, so they're just going to be generic kind of base places as far as how much in between. So you can go ahead and choose the options that work best for you. And once you have all of this filled out, we're going to go ahead and click on the next button. So next up, it's going to need to verify your information. So from here, you can see it's going to ask if you either have your document type of a US driver's license or state ID. You can also do a passport. So whichever option works better for you, you can go ahead and tap over there and it'll show you all the requirements when it comes to having this filled out. So for the driver's license, it must be signed with your photo included. Have your information should be clear and in focus, and it cannot be expired or a military ID. So from here, we're actually going to go ahead and upload it. So you can actually hit the plus sign here to upload it from your desktop, or if you're on your phone, you can go ahead and have that uploaded directly from your phone. And when you're going through the process of uploading, it is just going to be the front of your ID. So next up here, it's actually going to go ahead and give you some information about your debit card. If you actually want to have a physical card, it's toggled as yes. You can go ahead and toggle that off if you don't want one. It'll have your name on the debit card, your business name. You can actually have that not included on the card if you don't want to. And then from right over here, you can choose to have it mailed to your personal address or your business address. If it's the same, it'll just give you the same option. It doesn't matter. And then over here, it's going to go ahead and have you click the next button. So next up here, it's going to have you review all of your information. So everything we just went through and plugged in, you're going to be able to go through and review it. If anything looks off or incorrect, you can go ahead and click on the change button in any of those sections to jump right to it. If everything looks correct, we're going to go ahead and click on the continue button. So next up here is going to be the agreement section. So we have a couple different areas to agree. We have the communications agreement and essentially all the other business agreements. We have these boxes checked off. We're right over here as well to confirm with the IRS information, as well as asking if we have any IRS backup withholdings. It's toggled off no, but if you do, you can hit that to the yes. Once we have all the boxes checked off, our button right here for the apply will light up blue. We can go ahead and click on that and apply for our new Novo business bank account. So this next section right over here is going to be the status phase. You can see right here, it says that it is under review. There are a few additional setup processes that you can go through while waiting for the review to complete. And like I mentioned, you can check out the link in the show notes down below to go ahead and open up your Novo business bank account. And that helps support out the channel to create more free content just like this. And speaking of more free content, I'll have a video right over here on screen so you can keep on learning how to utilize Novo once you have your account open.